Hey everyone, Arya here. Welcome back to another Game of Thrones episode review. And today we're going to be looking at the penultimate episode of season 2, Blackwater. So, here we go. At King's Landing, Davos leads Stannis' fleet into Blackwater Bay. Grand Maester Pycelle gives Cersei a potion to use should Stannis take the city. Outside the Red Keep, Bronn's carousing is soured by the Hound. Their tension is interrupted by bells, indicating Stannis' fleet has been spotted. Varys brings Tyrion a map of tunnels beneath King's Landing. King Joffrey leads his forces from the Red Keep and orders Sansa to kiss his sword, vowing to use it to slay Robb. The noble ladies and children are interned at Maegor's Holdfast under Sir Ilyn Payne's watch. Cersei drunkenly mocks Sansa's innocence, warning she'll be raped should the city fall. Ugh. Stannis' fleet is confronted by a single unmanned ship, which Davos realizes too late is a trap. The ship, rigged with explosive wildfire, kills scores of Stannis' men, seemingly including Davos and his son Mathos. Stannis orders his surviving army to attack the vulnerable Mudgate. The defenders are routed. Lancel, injured, retreats to the Holdfast, while the Hound succumbs to his childhood fear of fire and deserts. Stannis himself storms the battlements and his men employ a battering ram. Cersei nearly learns Shae's true origins, while Sansa realizes Sir Ilyn's orders to kill the Holdfast residents if the city falls. Cersei orders Lancel to bring Joffrey to safety. Frightened, Joffrey orders Sir Mandon Moore to take command. Tyrion rouses the defenders and leads them through a tunnel from Varys' map, flanking the Baratheons. Lancel demands the king return to battle, causing Cersei to assault him and depart with Prince Tommen. Sansa rallies the panicked ladies, but is convinced by Shae to flee to her quarters, where the Hound offers to take her north. Sansa's decision remains unclear. Tyrion's men defeat the surprised Baratheon forces before facing a larger group of Stannis' men. Tyrion is slashed across the face by Sir Mandon, who is killed by Tyrion's squire, Podrick Payne. On the Iron Throne, Cersei tells Tom a story about the mother lion and her little cub, referencing House Lannister and Cersei's relationship with her children. As Tyrion falls unconscious, he witnesses a surprise cavalry assault on Stannis' army, led by Tywin. Stannis unsuccessfully orders his men to stand their ground as he is dragged to safety. Cersei, about to give Tommen the poison, is startled by Sir Loras Tyrell, wearing Renly Baratheon's armor, and Tywin, who declares they have won. Woohoo! So anyway, let's look at the production of this episode. The DVD and Blu-ray box set of Game of Thrones' second season contains a 30-minute feature covering the production of this episode. Well, anyway, let's look at conception and development. Blackwater depicts the series' first large-scale war sequence, the confrontation between the Baratheons and the Lannisters, towards which the whole season builds. In the episode's first drafts, the battle took place off-screen for budgetary reasons, and viewers would have experienced it mostly through the eyes of Cersei Lannister and Sansa Stark, ensconced in Maegor's Holdfast while the battle rages outside. Eventually, showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss convinced HBO to approve a considerable increase in the series' budget in order to stage the battle on screen. With their still limited resources, the show's producer decided not to attempt to create spectacular mass scenes similar to that of the Lord of the Rings Battle of Helm's Deep, but rather to focus on the infantryman's perspective, hampered as he is by the fog of war. They said this also allows the series to draw on its viewers' empathy for the battle's participants, with whom viewers are already much more familiar than the audience of a typical 2-hour movie. They resisted pressure to stage the battle exclusively on land, avoiding the problems of shooting on water, because they consider the naval confrontation to be essential to the series' principal storyline. Now on to the writing. The episode was written by George R.R. Martin, the author of Song of Ice and Fire novels on which the series is based. For this episode, Martin adapted material from chapters 58 to 63, Sansa 5, Davos 3, Tyrion 13, Sansa 6, Tyrion 14, and Sansa 7 of his novel Clash of Kings. Martin said that Blackwater was much harder to write than the episode he wrote for the show's first season, the pointy end, because he was forced to weigh budget restrictions against the huge scope of the battle he described in the novels. Anyway, now on to filming. English director Neil Marshall was aware of Game of Thrones from trailers and, given his experience with action and horror films, had unsuccessfully sought a directing role. About a week before shooting was to start, the episode's plant director had to leave the production because of a personal emergency, and a replacement had to be found quickly. Benioff and Weiss settled on Marshall on the basis of his work on Centurion and Dog Soldiers, where he created intensive action sequences on a limited budget. Marshall began filming after 2 weeks of preparation, which included the show's first season. He avoided watching the Battle of Helm's Deep and the Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, as it was, according to Marshall, quote, an obvious comparison. He did, however, study such films as The Vikings and Kingdom of Heaven. Benioff and Weiss described the episode's filming as, quote, pretty much a month straight of night shoots. The cold and wet climate of Belfast was so uncomfortable for actors and extras, they said that their exhaustion from battle was no act, and weather machines were now required to simulate the wind and rain. The episode also has far more visual effects shots than any other. The special effects department developed a catapult that fired bags of burning green napalm for the wildfire explosion, but decided to instead color regular fire green in post-production. Marshall took credit for many scenes of gore during the battle that the script did not describe in detail. And now finally, the music. The song sung by the Lancer soldiers before the battle and played over the end credits, The Reigns of Castamere, was adapted from the Song of Ice and Fire novels by the series composer Ramin Djawadi. The end credits version was performed by the American indie rock band The National, and sung by their vocalist Matt Berninger. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The song also appeared in at least 2 earlier episodes, in which Tyrion can be heard whistling the melody. According to the novels, the song is about Tywin Lannister's victory over vassals led by House Reign of Castamere, who had rebelled against House Lannister, about 40 years before the events of the novels. The stanza of the song that was adapted for the series tells of the vassals' defiance. And who are you, the prelate said, that I must bow so low? And subsequent obliteration of their houses. But now the rains sweep o'er his hall, with no one there to hear. So overall, this is definitely one of the best episodes of Season 2, and the fact that it takes place entirely at King's Landing and we don't see any other characters besides the ones in King's Landing is actually kind of interesting. And again, it's definitely one of the best episodes of Season 2. So overall, I give Blackwater 5 Iron Thrones out of 5. Well, join me next week as we take a look at the final episode of Season 2 with Valar Morghulis. So, until then, remember everyone, winter is coming.